Every problem requires a specific strategy to solve it. Wise leaders study the nature of the problem and identifies effective ways of solving it according to its uniqueness. King Nebuchadnezzar had another dream, and no one in his kingdom, the wise men, the magician, the soldiers, could interpret it except the chief of the wise men, who was Daniel. And he called Daniel, and this is how he explained the dream to him. He said, Daniel, chief of the magicians, I know that the spirit of the whole God is in you, and no mystery is too difficult for you. Here is my dream. Interpret it for me. These are the vision I saw while I was lying in my bed. I looked, and there before me stood a tree in the middle of the land, and its height was enormous. The tree grew up large and strong, and its top touched the sky. It was visible to the end of the ends of the earth. Its leaves were beautiful, its fruit was abundant, and on it was food for all. And the wild animals found shelter, and the birds lived in its branches. From its every creature was fed. In the vision I saw while laying on bed, I looked, and there before me was a Holy One, a messenger, coming down from heaven. He called in a loud voice, cut down the tree, and trim of its branches, strip off its leaves, and scatter its fruits. Let the animals feed from under it, and the birds from its branches. But let the stump and its root, bound with iron and bronze, remain in the ground, in the grass of the field. Let him be drenched with the dew of heaven, and let him live with the animals among the plant of the earth. Let his mind be changed from that of a man, and to let him be given a mind of an animal, till 7 times pass by for him. Now, these are the ways and the methods that Daniel applied to solve the problem. And it is my hope that wherever you are, you may find a better way on how you can solve difficult problems as they present before you. Step number 1. Your position of authority or your reputation will give you the mandate to solve complex problems in the area of your services. We see Daniel. He was given an opportunity to solve this problem because he was the chief of all the wise men. That's number 1. But number 2, because he was possessed with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit gave him uniqueness or special abilities to interpret dreams and visions. So wherever you are, your position will give you a mandate and will give you the authority to solve the problem. If you are a parent, you have a mandate to solve difficult problems as they arise in your home. But if you are well skilled in solving the problem, then you have more leverage on solving it. So wherever you are, you may have a solution, but the position doesn't allow you to tackle the problem in your organizations. So you must be wise on how you do that. But very important, your reputation is vital. If you have a reputation that you have ability to solve difficult problems, that will give you an open doors wherever you are to help your superiors to solve difficult problems. So that's number 1. Number 2, understanding the problem is the key in solving it. While King was explaining the dream that he saw in his vision, Daniel paid attention. Daniel opened his mind and his heart to understand the principle underlying to that problem. Now remember, every problem presents its own uniqueness. The problem you have today may not be the same with the problem you're going to face tomorrow. Every problem presents its own principles and opportunities to be uncovered. Listening with keen mind to observe every detail is vital to unearth the treasure buried underneath the mystery. Second step that Daniel took. After Daniel understood the meaning of it and the impact to the life of the kingdom, Daniel was shocked. So Daniel took sometimes around 1 hour, to gather his thoughts and to prepare his ideas and how to present it. And while he was preparing, he was studying the emotional and psychological aspect of his audience, who was King Nebuchadnezzar. So he arranged his ideas according to the weight and the impact to the life of the king. The fourth step that Daniel used: prepare the heart of your audience. So wherever you are, before you present the solution, you may have the solution, but you must prepare your audience. And Daniel prepared his audience. This is how he did. This is how Belshazzar answered, "My Lord, if only the dream applies to your enemies and its meaning to your adversaries." So after he understood that the dream was really direct to the king, instead of going direct to him, he deflected to his enemies to lower his guard. Remember, we see things differently, and when problems are presented to us, it is wise that the one who presents them, he uses a language that will make us have an attitude to receive the solution. So whenever you present your problem, prepare your people, prepare those who are to receive the message. That means you must understand the impact of the message to those people. And then number 5, that's how Daniel used to solve the problem. Number 5, retell the problem to your audience with your own words. Now, after you have listened someone explaining the problem, retell the problem back. What does that mean? That shows that you care for the person you're speaking to. Number 2, you are reassuring your audience, either your partner or your friend, that you really understood what they explained to you. But at the same time, when you retell the problem, it helps you to make sure that you understood the problem clearly. And then the 6th step that Daniel used, he interpreted the problem. He interpreted the mystery. Now, in your life, when you understand the problem and when you have prepared your people, then you will explaining the meaning of the dream. What does that mean? What the laws and principles that underlying beneath that dream, that problem and that mysteriousness, and the opportunity that by solving it, they're gonna be beneficial to your organization, to your people. And lastly, then you're gonna give a solution or an advice or a counsel. But when you are doing this, you must be very wise. And this is how Daniel did it. "Therefore, your majesty, King Nebuchadnezzar, be pleased to accept my advice. Renounce your sin by doing what is right, and your weakness by being kind to the oppressed. It may be that then your prosperity will continue." So we see that Daniel gave an advice. Now, when you give an advice or you give a solution, and not necessarily that the people who are listening will apply in their lives. By the way, King Nebuchadnezzar never paid attention to what Daniel said. He didn't even apply it until the time came when God brought the fulfillment of the dream. And when he was just away and lived with the animals in the field for 7 years, then his mind came up, and then he humbled himself. So when you present a solution and the people doesn't do what you have asked them, don't worry. Leaders leave the results alone. Let them take care of themselves, and God will bless you. Thank you, and have a great day.